region superstation for jazz and information, the source, 91.3 WVST. I am Jennifer Williamson. I am live in the studio, and if you listen to WVST regularly, you know what that means. That means I have a special guest in the studio. I love it. And today's special guest comes to us from the world of finance. That's right. His name is Derrick Alford, and he's the founder and CEO of Fiscal Fitness, Tax and Financial Services. And he's also an author, has a new book, and he's here on the campus of Virginia State University to speak to students and, whoever else comes out or looks on. And before he does that, he's come to talk to me and to talk to you. So welcome to WVST, Derrick.
Good morning, Ms. Williamson. Good morning to you and your studio and your radio audience.
Yes, thank you. Well, Derrick, first and foremost, you've been providing financial services to individuals and businesses for over 25 years.
Yes.
So you have quite a history. You're a registered financial consultant, and I always wonder what child looks at doing this in the future. How does that begin? How does that career begin?
Oh, it begins back in high school at a career session where we had someone from the financial services industry come in and talk to us about what they did for a living and how they help people to maximize their finances and all. So it became interesting to me. So I began to read and study. I read Black Enterprise and Wall Street Journal and all. So I said, okay, I think I could get into this. So I like problem solving. I like the client interaction.
Okay.
And I like to see progress.
Okay.
So right now, we've been in business since 1990, Fiscal Fitness, Tax and Financial Services, over 30 years.
Wow.
And over that time, we're beginning to get into multi-generational clients now. So as far as families,
nice.
we're into grandkids now.
Okay.
So we're able to see the progress that our clients are making over time, and that really energizes me and keeps me going.
That's great. So you go to school, you major in what, and get what degrees and certifications?
I have a finance degree. I'm an HBCU grad from Howard University.
All right.
We're
not mad at you. HBCUs.
Okay, yeah, thank you for letting me stay. Come on campus, see, I'm not a VSU person.
No problem.
I have a finance degree. I have several licenses in insurance and financial services. I have an MBA in entrepreneurial management. And along with practical everyday experience. I have to take at least 16 hours of classes every 2 years to maintain licenses.
That's great.
So that's what my general practical technical background is.
Okay. So what led to you becoming an entrepreneur? Was this something that happened immediately when you got out of school, or did it take some years? Was it always a goal?
I've always had an entrepreneurial bend. Even before financial services, I had side hustles, if you will. I used to paint for neighbors, run to the store. I used to take younger kids
that's
to
some
school,
old school stuff right there.
drop it off, shovel snow, all of that. So I always had an entrepreneurial bent. But however, coming out of school, no, I did not go right into business. I always had something going on the side as far as this is concerned. I actually worked for the IRS. I was a bureaucrat for a little while, for a few years. However, I figured, and I was also a compliance officer for the U.S. Department of Labor. However, I figured out, and I was young enough to determine that I could not do this forever for a career and survive. So I had to go back to what was important to me and what was actually my chemistry, which was the entrepreneurship. So I was doing part-time on the side while I was with the Department of Labor doing taxes. So it began to grow and evolve, and clients began to ask me, can you do more and more things? You know, can you do this? Can you do that? So I began acquiring licenses and certifications and all. So here I am over 30-some years later.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
Well, when I think of the financial consulting industry in general, financial planning, it almost seems like the people who already have money are the ones who use a financial consultant. Yeah. So what can you say to those who think that's something they can't have because they can't afford one, or you know, but they really want to better manage their finances. You know, what can you say to that?
Well, there are various segments of the financial planning world. There are some planners and financial consultants that they have a threshold, meaning that they only speak to people with maybe 250,000 or half a million in investable assets. I'm not that guy.
I don't speak. Yeah, I was about to say you just started speaking a different language.
Yeah, I'm not that guy. I'll pretty much speak to anyone. So if you have a need, and we all, as we go through various life stages, if where you have a need for another set of eyes and someone to look at your situation so that you make the proper moves and the proper steps. So you can contact us, of course, Fiscal Fitness Tax and Financial Services. If we can help you, we will. If we don't do what you need done, we'll try to direct you in the proper area. So that it depends on who you're speaking with. Like I said, some folks, they do have a certain threshold that they only talk to people at a certain level and what they call high net worth individuals and all. Everybody's not there. However, many people still need help.
Absolutely.
So we're willing to help.
Absolutely. So you talk to individuals as well as businesses.
Yes.
For individuals, what are the biggest issues you usually tackle with individuals?
Probably, we do a lot of taxes. We do taxes for individuals, families, and small businesses. So staying in compliance with taxes, and this has been a very challenging, problematic time as far as taxes are concerned.
Because of COVID?
Because of COVID, because of law changes, because of procedural changes in midstream. Because there have been a lot of changes and a lot of uncertainty. The economic stimulus is a factor. So with small businesses, the PPP situation, the Paycheck Protection Program, some people were not ready for that because you have to have records. You know, so for individuals and in particular small businesses, as far as staying in compliance and maintaining your records and staying current, that's probably one of the biggest things.
I'm not gonna lie, keeping records, yes. I keep them, but where are they is the question most of the time. It's like, I have it. So let's turn the corner. You wrote a book.
Yes.
It's called The Intangibles of Business Success.
Yes.
What led you to write this particular book for businesses?
Well, again, I've been around for a little while, over 30 years as in fiscal, fitness, tax, and financial services. I started doing taxes for compensation in 1985. That's the first year that I did a tax return for compensation. So that's a little while ago. That's over 35 years ago.
All right.
Okay, so I'm reluctantly coming to the opinion that I'm an OG. One of the old guys. I'm getting a lot of questions. Okay, I'll take it from that angle perspective. So I'm getting a lot of questions from people who are new to business, who are looking at starting up businesses, those types of things. So knowing, again, doing research and all, the Small Business Administration, they have research as well as the Department of Economics and all as far as business startups. Most business startups do not make it past 5 years.
Right, we've heard that.
Okay, so in order and most have high aspirations when they start the business. Okay,
would you say too high?
Maybe so, especially for the short run, because a lot of times it's a longer run, and a lot of people they think that they'll start the business this year, they'll hit $1 million next year, then they'll go public in year 2 or 3, and then they'll be multimillionaires and that kind of thing. That may happen, but it's a good chance that it may not happen.
Right.
So, and I'm going to speak at the business school in a little while. What I've seen is that and I've been to several business programs and several business schools. So there are certain technical aspects that just about any business school teaches you, as far as accounting and finances and business plans and business modeling, that kind of thing. But there are some things in business that are on the side that people overlook, which I call the intangibles.
I was going to ask you about the intangibles. Yeah.
Right. So there are certain things that I believe are not focused on enough. So that's what the focus of this book is. So I said, okay, I've met enough people to know, and I've talked to some people, and unfortunately, some folks they have not made it, and maybe they've come to me or come to Fiscal Fitness, and they're asking for advice and counsel. And sometimes we can help save them, and sometimes we can't.
Right.
So, and talking to them, and I'm looking at their situations. I said, oh, they missed this. They didn't do that, and it may not be the technical piece.
Right.
They may have had their records in order, but maybe some things that are intangibles they didn't do, such as relationship management, involvement with their community, those types of things.
Okay.
Yes.
So who should buy the book? You know, and what will they get out of it? What, you know, who's the book for?
The book is for anyone that's aspirational to business. They're looking at being in business. They're interested in starting a business. They're already in business. They're new to business. They're in the expansion phase of a business.
Okay.
So, or they may be an advisor to businesses or a confidant of business people. So again, this is something that a lot of times these are some principles and strategies and concepts in the book are some things that are overlooked. So I think anyone in those particular roles can benefit from this book. It's a non-technical. It's not a whole. It's not a lot of formulas. It's not a lot of business models.
You read my mind.
Right. So it's a good, succinct, practical, on the ground types of things, suggestions that user-friendly information.
Okay. So do you find, and of course, you know, we're talking to young people often between the ages of 18 and 22.
Yes.
We'll ask them, what do they want to do, you know, with their future? And they'll say, I want to work for myself. I want to own my own business. I want to, you know, learn communication. So I want to have my own production company.
Right.
Or what have you. Do you find that a lot of people have the dream of entrepreneur, you know, to be an entrepreneur, but they don't understand exactly what it means business-wise? Because these are people who are not, you know, they didn't go through business.
Right.
They may not have ever taken a business class or anything. So how do you know, what have you seen over your years with entrepreneurs?
Yes.
And their preparation?
Yes, I have seen a lot of that. And as in our current times, most of the startups are people of color, and in particular women of color are the largest segment of new business startups.
Okay.
Yes, I see where they may not be able to connect all of the dots, and again, for the long haul, for the run that they're endeavoring to, as far as this aspect of being in business and running your own business. So there are a lot of decisions that need to be made. There are a lot of relationships, and there are various ages and stages that you have to go to. So a lot of times they may not be exactly ready, and nobody's 100% ready. You have to go through it and learn as you go along, and grow and evolve as you go along. So yes, I think some of the principles in here will at least pique your curiosity and give you a sense of awareness as far as what you're getting yourself into and what you're aspiring to be. There's a lot of opportunity out here. I will say, you know, there's a lot of change going on, and even from the green movement to going from to electric cars, from gas operated cars. So there is a lot of opportunity in our world, but we have to be ready for it.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's leave folks with some advice. First and foremost, for those who aspire to be entrepreneurs, what's your best piece of advice you can give them?
I would say,
how can they prepare for that?
Try to, as best as you can, set up a strong foundation. So try to get off to a good start. Have all the accoutrements of being in business that you need and that are required, such as all the licenses, certifications, all of those things.
And where can they get that knowledge though? Because I find a lot of people, like you said, they want to start a business, but they don't know where to start. Some people,
Okay.
they've heard people, hey, get your LLC or what have you, but how do they get that education about all of that?
Yeah, a lot of times people know just enough to get themselves in trouble. So
There you
yes,
go.
you should get out to your community. There are a lot of business organizations in every community. There are economic development. Every local government and state government that I know of, they have an economic development department.
Okay.
So you should contact those organizations. Talk to business people that you know in the community. Ask them, especially someone that's been around a while. You ask them, how do I get started? What do you see? So, and part of that is the relationship piece that I referred to earlier. So you should have some type of resource.
Right.
Utilize your resources as
Right.
best you can, because no one knows everything.
Right, true that.
So you have to utilize whatever is nearby,
Right.
especially in your local community and where you plan to operate. So that
Right.
would be my best get. And a lot of universities, colleges, and universities, they have business development centers, small business development centers. Sometimes there's SBA sponsored or government sponsored, or just the university themselves. If they have a business school, usually they can be a valuable resource.
Right, I have seen some of those. And would you give that same advice to a student?
Yes.
Someone who's in school, one thing I tell our communications majors is take a business course, take a marketing course. Get over there. If you aspire to have your own business, you really ought to know more about it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You should want to benefit as much from other people's experience as you possibly can.
Right.
You should not have to learn everything yourself. That's the hard way.
That's what I say.
That's learning it the hard way. You
Right.
should vicariously learn it. Learn it, some of what other people have experienced and what they know, and be a sponge.
Right.
Be teachable.
Right.
Be teachable. Because like, if you know it all now, you happen to be brilliant, and you know it all now, you won't know it all later because something's going to change.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So that's that would be my best suggestion.
Wow. Well, thanks for stopping by. Of course, you are going to the VSU School of Business, the Reginald F. College of Business,
Yes.
for a book discussion today and a Q&A. And this is going to be on Facebook Live as well,
Yes.
from what I understand.
Yes.
Where can they go to watch this if they're in our listening audience? Where can people go to watch this presentation?
Facebook at fiscalfitnesstax.com.
Okay, Fiscal Fitness Tax.
Yeah, FISCALFITNESSTAX.
Yes,
Facebook.
very clever name.
Yes, little play on words.
Yes. All right, and it starts at noon.
Yes, starts at
Okay. All right. Well, all the best with what you talk about today. I know it's not your first time here at Virginia State,
No, it's
so welcome back.
Thank you.
Hope all goes well. And before you leave, if anyone's looking for your information, give them your website, your phone number, and again, we know the name is Fiscal Fitness Tax and Financial Services. So give them your phone number and your website.
Okay. Phone number 804-321-5766. 804-321-5766. Website fiscalfitnesstax.com. 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 Phone number again 321-5766. Ms. Williamson, this has been a pleasure. This has been fun. I would do this
All right.
again.
Okay.
Thank you for the invite, and peace and blessings to your listening audience.
To you as well. All right, again, that's Derrick Alford, and he is the founder and CEO of Fiscal Fitness Tax and Financial Services, the book, The Intangibles of Business Success. I'm Jennifer Williamson, and this is The Source, 91.3 WVST.